Man, what a time to be alive. And I say that because there's so many Marvel movies and all of them they come out and then we talk about them.
You said that with such dead eyes, though. Your voice was full of enthusiasm, but your face was not.
That's my life, mate. That's how I live my life.
Terrific.
I thought this would be a good opportunity, though, to talk about some of the implications for the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Some say, well, that was just a fun ride through the Marvel Universe. How could it connect to anything?
I said all of those things.
So basically, I think the first thing to talk about might be, how does Scott Lang survive the snap?
Right.
Now,
okay.
it could be, there's a couple of theories. One of them being, he's just part of the 50% that does.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
But simplest explanation.
Simplest explanation. There's the other theory that being in the quantum realm, that protects you from that.
Yes,
side of
right.
thing. Because does the snap kill half the microbes in the universe? How small does it go?
We don't see any tardigrades afterwards. We don't see much of anything. So
that's it.
It's a good question to ask.
We don't know if it kills half the dogs. We don't know. As far as we know, it's just people and aliens.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Look, I think it depends what the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones are. They more magic or are they more technology? I think that in terms of plot, he has survived because he's in the quantum realm.
False.
But I think you could go either way. I think it could be like, well, if it's magic, it's just going to kill all the people regardless of where they are. But if it's science, he survived because he's in another dimension.
I'm not sure how exactly it works. It is. It's made up of the core elements of the universe when it's created. We don't really know the specifics of how it works or how the glove works.
So you need 3 AA batteries?
Is the glove technology
exactly
the harnessing magic, or is it all kind of like Thor is, where it's technology indistinguishable from magic? We're not 100% sure. But what do you think it is? Do you think he survived because he was in there?
I think that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't know if that explanation holds up based on the prior actions of the Infinity Stones or whatever, but I think just for plot reasons, I think they're like, we need a guy, and we're going to have to say that he's in there. He survived because he's in there, because we need some backup in Avengers 4.
Sure. And what do you think's going to happen in terms of him getting out of the quantum realm?
Oh, well, you had some interesting theories in this.
I do.
My feeling was that just somebody was going to come up to the van at the end and go, "Ooh, what's this?" and push a button and it was going to come out.
Well, that could very well happen.
Right?
But just before he goes in, Janet Van Dyne says something along the lines of, hey, stay away from the time vortexes or whatever. So I think within that microverse, there are tunnels and ways and quantum energies and whatnot that allow you to travel to different points in time.
Yeah.
And also act as, I guess, conduits to seeing different points in time also.
Do you think he's going to get out on his own, or do you think somebody's going to rescue him?
I think he's going to get out on his own.
Agreed.
I think because he's the kind of guy, he's scrappy enough. He's got out before.
That's true, yeah. He figured a way out last time. Yeah. And I think now that he is in possession of this quantum realm energy and he's got the new suit, which we assume is fully functional at this point.
Yes.
Maybe it's got some other tricks in it, we don't know.
Yeah,
but I think he's going to be like, well, nobody's going to help me, so I'm going to have to do this myself.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Though maybe he does it in conjunction with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I think there's also going to be a time jump. I've talked about this in some other videos. But I think he's going to come out and it's going to be later, or he comes out and then some time will pass and it's kind of the world dealing with half the population gone.
It's the evening.
It's the evening, that's right. The time has passed. It's dark. People are scared.
What world have I emerged into? It was daytime and now it's not.
But maybe he can communicate. I mean, when you're in the quantum realm, you can communicate with people on the outside. So maybe with the help of Tony Stark, he gets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm possibly foreseeing a scene in which he takes possession of Tony Stark's body.
Oh, right.
And rescues
okay.
himself. I think that could work.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Because we don't really know much about Avengers 4.
But we do know that they don't like each other.
We do know that.
From their very brief interactions, they don't care for one another.
Well, he doesn't like Tony Stark, and Tony Stark
doesn't know who he is.
Doesn't acknowledge him.
Yeah.
There's also some moments in the quantum realm that the director has talked about that hint towards the future of things.
Ooh.
The same way that the first Ant-Man, we got glimpses of the Wasp, and then she shows up in the sequel. The only thing that you can really see, and the rest of it you could probably catch on Blu-ray, or people who pirate it, which is also a thing, is you see kind of 2 big eyes watch over him after the snap takes place.
Okay.
And it looks to me like it could be Thanos. I mean, it could be
Right.
someone like Dormammu who, inhabits all sorts of weird realms.
It could be 2 big disembodied eyes, and they're friends, and they're on an adventure.
Okay.
And they want a new friend, and their new friend's Ant-Man.
Do you think that's what it is?
Yes.
100%.
What if we get Avengers 4 and the heroes have been defeated once again by Thanos, and he's like, "Oh, you'll never defeat me, and I'm the ruler of this universe, and I choose who lives and who dies." And then a quantum tunnel opens, and it's Ant-Man and 2 big disembodied eyes, and they just slap Thanos around for a bit. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
That'd be fantastic.
Maybe if that's the indication of Thanos observing the entire universe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how it appears. I
Yeah,
don't know.
absolutely. It could be just a glimpse of the future, or it could be Thanos actually watching him. We also, if that is actually him watching him, we don't know what point in time he's watching him from.
Oh.
Because with the glove, he can be anywhere and do anything. I mean, mostly he just shoots lasers.
Yeah.
But he can
Or
also...
makes people springies.
makes people into springs, yeah. I think that's supposed to be Thanos.
Right, okay.
But we'll obviously get more answers to that in Avengers 4. But the next movie that's coming up is Captain Marvel.
Yes.
And this sort of ties into this movie. Not really. We've talked about this before, but how do you think she's going to appear in Avengers 4? Because you talked about it on our podcast, The Weekly Planet, which people could check out. You think she's stuck in some kind of dimension like...
I think she is...
Maybe not the quantum realm, but something like
No,
this.
I think she's maybe in a negative zone. I don't know who owns the negative zone currently.
Probably soon Disney.
Yeah, right.
But,
okay.
yeah.
Well, in that case, there it is. So because based on the set photos we've seen of the Captain Marvel movie, which is set in the 90s, and then based on the concept art of the Captain Marvel we're going to see in Avengers 4, she's the same age.
Yes.
Even though 25 years has passed.
Yeah.
So
And that could be a Kree thing as well.
Could be a Kree thing.
Yeah.
It could be her part Kree biology. But my feeling is she's currently in a dimension where time doesn't pass, or it passes really slowly, which also explains why she hasn't been around. Like,
Yeah.
the big question that Captain Marvel is going to answer is where has she been since the 90s?
Yeah.
And why hasn't she been called in every time there's been some sort of planet-wide or galaxy-wide disaster?
Yeah.
And I think it's because she's busy doing something else. Like maybe she's exploring the negative zone,
Yes.
or maybe she is defending the real universe from extra-dimensional threats or something like that.
Right, yeah.
She's the only one who has the power to stop all that from happening, and that's where she is.
So you don't think she's actually trapped? Because I guess if she was, then you couldn't just call her and say, "Hey, we need your help."
Yeah.
She'd just be like, "Well, as you know, I'm trapped."
Yeah,
in another
exactly.
dimension. This is rude.
Every couple of weeks, she gets a beep, she gets a page, and she's like, "Oh, I can't. You know, I can't."
I don't want to fight a man in an iron suit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that the finale of Captain Marvel is going to be her going, "Well, I have to go and do this.
Yep.
If you need me, here's the beeper." And also, I feel like, I think we mentioned this on the podcast, I think that she has survived the snap because that kills half the population of the universe, because she is not in the universe. She's outside of the universe.
Right.
And Fury is aware of that. Fury has, I feel Fury, it's not a huge leap to suggest Fury knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And knows at least part of what Thanos' plan is. And he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy whose last ditch attempt to save the universe would be to send a distress signal to somebody he thinks is potentially stands a 50% chance of not being alive anymore.
Sure.
I think he's like, this is my last chance. I only get one shot at this. I'm calling in a sure thing.
Yeah, right. And also I mentioned this on the podcast, and I'll say this very briefly before we wrap things up. She could also, I think, potentially be strong enough to survive the snap.
Yep,
Just as a being, because Spider-Man takes a little bit longer to disintegrate, because they've mentioned this, because he's stronger and he's holding on.
Yeah, right.
Maybe she's so powerful where it doesn't. I mean, you also said, well, that's not interesting if she's 100 times more powerful than everybody else, because then it's Superman in the Justice League.
That is true, yeah. But I guess on the other hand, you could also say, well, maybe she survived the snap, but she is slowly losing her abilities.
Okay,
like
yeah.
maybe she's slowly disintegrating, and so she has to team up with the Avengers and stop Thanos before she disintegrates completely.
Yeah, right.
So maybe by the end of the movie, she's on a more level playing field with the other characters.
She's the smoke monster from Lost by the end.
Thank you. Yes.
This is all in the Lostiverse. You thought it was gone, but it's back.
Bring Abrams in. Mystery boxes all the time.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you've got any theories or thoughts about how Ant-Man and the quantum realm or all that are going to tie into the future, we'd love to hear them below, wouldn't we, Mason?
Or if you'd like to suggest some fun activities for the disembodied eyes and
Please.
Ant-Man to get up to in the quantum realm.
Any of these things.
They just want to go on a tandem bike ride, you know?
I do think, though, there is something to be said for linking...
They don't have arms or legs.
They don't. No. They're the wheels.
Oh.
Big old squishy wheels. But I think there's something to be said for, like, Doctor Strange going into new dimensions in the quantum realm, and when they bring in the negative zone. I think all of these things are linked
Yes,
somehow.
absolutely.
And I think we're going to find more about that in the future.
This might be the new dimension and the new direction for Marvel.
Yeah.
Is we've explored Earth, we've explored space. Now it's dimensions.
That's right. And now it's time for the end of the video. But we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet. You can check that out linked below. There's also videos here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Podcast, the new dimension.
Correct.
And new direction.
Imagine watching something except you can't see it. That's what we're talking about.
The sound of one hand clapping.
That's right.
Incredible.
Thanks for watching, though. We'll see you
Grab
next
that gem,
time.
you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.